Hello, I'm delighted to welcome one of our pundits for the Betfred World Snooker Championship. Bit different this year. Dennis is in Stockley Park commentating for the BBC. I'm here in Media City. We're normally together at the Crucible. And Dennis, it's great to see you, but it's all got a bit surreal, hasn't it? We've had a crowd in this morning. We're going to get a crowd this afternoon, a crowd this evening. And then that's it. Fingers crossed, we might get a crowd for the final on the 15th and 16th. But it looks like the piloting of fans is over.
Well, I hope they do get it sorted out because the atmosphere has been terrific for the first session, even with a limited crowd in. And, they've taken all the precautions. Everything's been done that's been asked of them. And the atmosphere was terrific this morning. And we almost started the Betfred World Championship with a maximum break in the first frame. I mean, Tom Ford was on his way. He had a great chance to do that. What an achievement that would have been. But very sad news to hear there's going to be no crowd in. But I suppose it's unprecedented times, and we just have to keep going by what the authorities decide to do.
I mean, all along, Barry Hearn has said that he will follow the government guidelines. I do feel sorry for, the people behind the scenes, the people like Nigel and Donna or whatever. They have worked so hard to get to this stage and then it's taken away.
Yeah, it's quite incredible, really. But it's like John Virgo, was ready to fly over yesterday, and all of a sudden that changed. With the Spanish laws, now he couldn't come over, and but you just don't know what's happening from day to day. But you'd think a little bit of clarity would sort of help the situation. But it's unprecedented times, as I say, so it's very difficult for everyone. And Barry was full of the joys of spring or summer, I should say. He was up here, he was smiling from, you couldn't get the smile off his face. But there we go. So hopefully we can maybe get the crowd in for the final. But it'll still be a very successful World Championship because the players look to be in terrific form. And a cracking match that we've got on our hands, the one that I've been doing with Judd Trump and Tom Ford, a great start to the 2020 Betfred World Championship.
That'll finish tonight, and Judd Trump will be delighted now the positions he's in, because it looked like he was in trouble early on, didn't it?
He certainly was, and it looked like it was going to be 6-3 because Tom Ford was on the blue. He was in amongst the balls and he got a horrendous kick. Otherwise, it would have been 6-3, but fair play to the defending champion. Judd did well to win that last frame, and now sets up a great evening session. You'd have to make Judd, even though he's one frame behind, a firm favourite again. But Tom Ford has been excellent and proving how good a player he is. He's made 5 maximum breaks, and I did mention on air that Betfred had put up £50,000, so he could have played for the blue on one shot, but he had that 50,000 at the back of his mind, and it looked like he was going to pull it off in that opening frame. But every credit to Judd Trump. He's in there just one behind. Should be a fascinating evening's play.
7 o'clock tonight. I know obviously everyone will be watching Judd Trump to a finish, but I'm really looking forward to Mark Williams versus Alan McManus. I mean, Mark Williams, I think he's prepared for this tournament more with a putter in his hand, hasn't he, and a cue.
We managed to get a game late with Stephen Henry, myself, and Darling of Dublin. Ken Doherty got out yesterday, and Mark was on the phone. He played at Rotherham, where we play Rotherham Golf Club, and he's playing off 10 handicap, and he dropped 5 or 6 shots around Rotherham. So he's certainly getting the practice in for the World Championship, but it's on the golf course. But that's the way he is. He's so laid back. But make no mistake, Mark Williams will have been putting the time in on the practice table as well.
Do you think as well, we'll talk about his opponent in a moment, which we both know very well, Alan McManus, but do you think this his laid-back nature might suit him? Because let's be honest, there is tension backstage, isn't there? Especially after what's just happened as well, with the crowd not being in tomorrow. I mean, Mark's so laid back. This might help Mark, man. He's sort of demeaning what's going on.
Listen, there could be anything happening in the Crucible Theatre, and it wouldn't put Mark off. It wouldn't matter. He's like that regardless of what the situation is, whether there's 2,000 people in or no nobody, and Mark will carry on being Mark Williams. And I mean, for him to lift that world title again after 15 years was quite incredible. And I don't think anybody's ever celebrated being world champion as he did that year he won it. So you never know. He's back in with a chance this year. But I'm going to stick my guns and say that Judd Trump's going to beat the Crucible Curse and be the first player to come back and defend this title. I've said it all along. It was looking a little bit dubious, in that match at one stage, but I still think he can go on and lift the title and break the Crucible Curse.
Tomorrow morning, David Gilbert versus Kurt Mafflin. Well, David Gilbert was so unlucky in that semi-final last year against John Higgins. He had a great run last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he played. He's developed into a terrific match player, has Dave, and but he's got a very tough opponent. Kurt Mafflin is such a tough player, good at all-round game, but a great attacking player, and that's going to be a cracking match. Well, listen, they're all cracking matches, and the boys that have come through the qualification rounds, they're match sharp. So they're gonna take a bit of beating. The top seeds have got their work cut out, regardless who they play.
At 2:30 on Saturday afternoon, four-time Crucible champion John Higgins playing the 2005 finalist Matthew Stevens. This could be a cracking first-round match.
Yeah, and isn't it great to see Matthew Stevens back where he belongs, right back in the top flight? I mean, he was an unbelievable and still is an unbelievable player, but that is going to be tough match snooker. John Higgins, his all-round game is just incredible, but so is Matthew. So that's going to be a very tough match for John Higgins. But as I say, I'm getting ready to do the Ding Junhui Mark King game this afternoon. Looking forward to that one because don't forget there's going to be an awful lot of people still in China wanting Ding to be the first Chinese player to lift the Betfred World Championship, and it all starts in about half an hour's time.
I'll just ask you one more match before we let you go, Dennis. I know you're very busy. Sunday afternoon, Ronnie OSullivan versus Tepchai Unnu. Now, your mate John Virgo, I spoke to him yesterday. He said this is the tie of the round.
Unbelievable. And in fact, we keep talking about Ronnie's magical, and John Virgo and myself commentated on his 147 in 5 minutes and 20 seconds way back in 97, said it would never be beaten. If one player could beat that record, it's Tepchai, because he is the fastest player on the circuit and he's made maximum breaks and he's made them so quickly. So if anybody could ever beat that record, he could possibly do it. I can't see it, but he is the one player that could possibly do it. And what a match that is. Yeah, can't wait for that one.
And as a final question before we let you go, obviously I know you'd love to be at the Crucible, but I mean, how's life in Stockley Park? Very different, but you're still going to enjoy 17 days of top-class snooker, aren't you?
We certainly would. The facilities here at the IMG studios are fantastic. Okay, you miss walking into the commentary box and the players walking down past you into the arena. I've been there every year since 1977 playing or commentating, so it's a bit bizarre to be down in London commentating on it. But listen, the fact that the Betfred World Championship's gone ahead this year is a great achievement for everybody concerned, and let's hope we have an absolute fabulous 16 more days after today. Really looking forward to it.
Dennis Taylor, thank you very much for joining us, and you'll hear from Dennis throughout the Betfred World Snooker Championship.
Betfred, proud sponsor of the World Snooker Championship.